Welcome to your first podcast lesson. In this lesson, we're going to use the distance formula. So what does the distance formula do? Well, the distance formula finds length in coordinate geometry. If we need to find length in plane geometry, we can just use a ruler or a number line. In coordinate geometry, we're going to need a formula to find that length. So if we take a line segment AB and we put it in a coordinate system with x and y, A is going to have an ordered pair, and that ordered pair is going to be x1, y1, and B is going to be an ordered pair, and I'm going to call that ordered pair x2, y2. So to find the length of AB, I'm going to turn this line segment into a triangle. And I'm not going to turn it into any triangle, I'm going to turn it into a right triangle, where the length AB is going to be the hypotenuse C, and the two sides are going to be the legs A and B. So now to figure out this length C, I can use the Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So I need to solve for this length C. To do that, I need to figure out how long side A is. If I look at side A, it's a horizontal line. And if I look at just the x values, for this point, the x value is going to be x1. And the x value of this point is going to be x2. So if I want to find out how long this side is, I'm going to take my x value, x2, and subtract my x1 value. So the length of side A is going to be this x value minus this x value. If I look at B, B is a vertical line, and this point is y2, and this point vertically is y1. So if I want to find the length of B, I'm going to take this y value, y2, and subtract y1. Now I can take those two values and plug them into the Pythagorean theorem. A was x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared equals c squared. Now to solve for c, I need to take the square root of both sides of the equal sign. And the square root of c squared is just c. And on the right side, I'm going to have this formula. x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. When I solve for c and I write my formula in this form, I really do have the distance formula. Distance equals the square root of x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 squared. It's really the Pythagorean theorem. So for the distance formula, I'm going to change my c to a d so it represents distance. Let's apply the distance formula. If I want to find the length of segment RS, and I have two endpoints that are coordinates, I can use the distance formula to find that length. So x2, or 2 will be my x1, and 3 will be my y1, and 4 is my x2, and negative 1 is my y2. So to figure out the measure of RS, the length of segment RS, I'm going to use the distance formula and plug in these values. So I have 4 minus 2 squared plus negative 1 minus 3 squared. At this point, I need to follow the order of operations and do my math. Four minus 2 is 2. Negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. Keep going with my math. 2 squared is 4, and negative 4 squared. Notice that I haven't gotten rid of these parentheses yet. I have to be careful when I use my calculator. If I just type in negative 4 squared, my calculator will say negative 16. My answer isn't negative 16, because negative 4 times negative 4 should give me a positive answer. So to make sure that I type it into my calculator correctly, I'm going to put negative 4 in parentheses. And then raise it to the second power. Anytime I square a negative number, my answer should be positive. Both of these numbers, when you use the distance formula, should be positive. Continue doing my math. 4 plus 16 is 20. So my answer is the square root of 20. But I need the approximate length. I need to round my answer to the nearest tenth. So I'm going to have to use my calculator again. I'm going to type in the square root, which is found right above this x squared button. So I need to hit second, square root of 20. I get 4.472135955, and this number actually keeps going. It's irrational. My directions say round to the nearest tenth. So to round to the nearest tenth, I need to look at the hundredth place. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. This is a 7, which tells me make this 4 a 5. So the measure of RS rounded to the tenth is approximately 4.5. The equal sign with the squiggly lines means approximate. It means I'm going to round my answer.